Good afternoon or good evening. My name is Scott Weaver from Factory Direct Window Treatments. Today we're going to learn how to cover a board with fabric and how to staple this valance on, and also staple the cording that we had made up. This is a 3/8 inch welt cord, and we're going to mount that right on top of this valance so you don't have to sew it on. And that's a nice part about stapling and putting things on boards, is you can give it a nice clean finish without actually having to sew that portion of it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover my board. I have this piece of scrap lining left over. I save all these little pieces just for that. You don't have to use lining. You can use self fabric if you like. But in this case I've got 5 of them. So if I only had one, I could probably use one of those to fabrics. But I don't have enough to cover 5 of these. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to put some staples on the leading edge of the board, like that. And by the way, I'm sorry about the side view. I couldn't figure out another way to show you how to do this. Tried it frontwards, didn't look good, so side view is the way we have to deal with it today. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this around. This is called your return. We're going to wrap that around the board like that. I'm going to staple it. And then come to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Wrap our fabric. Now I'm going to leave this open. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my valance. This is a box pleated valance, by the way. It's got 3 boxes to it. And I'm going to work one end first. And I use about a 1/2 inch to staple it onto. There's a sewing line that you can't see, it's about a 1/4 inch, and that's what I kind of go by. I'm going to put one staple on my one edge, and this is my return right here. And then I'm going to come around to the other edge and staple that, just so I know I'm coming to the edge of it. We like to make our valances like a 1/4 inch shy, so we stretch the valance onto the board. It just gives it a little bit of more of a tautness. I'd rather have the valance a hair smaller and stretch it than a little bigger and having, you know, little ruffles or little edges that are loose. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to staple in between, keeping my 1/2 inch. I'm going to take this, if you've got a workstation like this, I like to take it and drop it right off of the table, and then put a little clamp, and then I go ahead and I finish off this edge. Come to my other end, wrap it right around the return. Now I'm going to add my trim, my cord. And I really like cord. This should be a braid cord or a welting. But I always like to add something to the top of these boards because it just dresses up the valance so much nicer. And since we already have a contrast 1 inch bottom banding, it's nice to add a little thing to the top of it too. I apologize for that. I totally forgot to shut the air compressor off. A little hard to hear from me when that thing going off. Anyhow, so I'm just going to work it around to make sure that my welting is right on the edge. Just like that. Now on this end right here, turn it around so you can see it a little bit. This is what it looks like so far. It's my banding on the bottom. Now I've got this come across nice and straight. I've come around here. Now I've got this extra right here, and on that end, and we're going to show you how to finish that off right now. you want to do is open this up and pull out your welting like that. Cut your welting right to the edge of your board. And you can even trim some of this off so you don't have so much. Then you're going to bring it in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in at the same time as I'm wrapping it. Show you what that looked like. Okay, so there it is. It's wrapped right around into here. Then I stapled it. And do the same thing on the other side. You'll figure that out. It's not that hard. I just clamp my valance so it doesn't go anywhere. And cut it. I'm leaving it a good 2 inches longer. Opening up the stitching just to reveal it so it goes right to the edge of the valance. Cut it off. I'll try to show you this way with it like this. I've got it like here, and what you're doing is you're just taking this, bringing it around the back side of it, and taking this and cover. Now you can, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can actually bring it up here and staple it to hold it. I've just done this so many times that I don't have to. I can just bring it right around and do a clean finish that way. So I'm going to put it back over here. Wrap it. Over a little bit. Put one staple to finish it. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to trim off my excess lining because I don't need all that. Then I'm going to fold this in. Pull my lining nice and tight. There you have it. Gives it a nice clean finish on the top of your board. And it really adds a lot to, let me put this up here. So you can see what this valance looks like. And you can see it just adds that nice little detail on the top of it. And it ties the whole valance together. So anyway, that's how you put your cording or welting on top of your board without having to sew it. Scott Weaver, Factory Direct Window Treatments. Thank you. Till next time.